Welcome to MittenMusic.
Season 4, Raw, Live, and Authentic. Episode 29 with Spencer LaJoye, queer indie folk singer-songwriter with roots in Hastings, Michigan.
Welcome to the MittenMusic podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me join.
Yay! It's been so long, buddy.
It has. It's actually, and we're not lying this time around. It's been a while.
I know we've had episodes out, but we have had so many remote episodes that we haven't done this sit down in it's been a bit, right?
Yeah. And so it's great. We've got a new guest.
We do. We have the lovely Spencer LaJoye.
Well, thanks for joining us, Spencer.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
For having me.
It has
Yes,
been
we have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt for coming out to what we have dubbed the serial killer studio.
I was going to say thank you for having me in your basement.
Yeah, well, the serial killer studio basement, because that's what everybody thinks when they walk up. They're like, I'm going to a random house in the suburbs because I think there's a podcast here that these guys do, but I don't really know them that well.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
I hope there's a podcast.
So
out there.
far, there's 40 artists have come and gone. So I don't know, it's 40, but
Spencer
maybe.
looked real scared walking
Yeah.
in the door.
We got hugs immediately, and that made my day. It was
That was
awesome.
It was
You are
very
awesome. You are a bundle of joy.
Oh, I hope so.
So, Spencer, how would you describe your music? I saw you for the first time, I think it was the end of last year. And I could try to describe it, but I'd rather let the artist.
Where did you see me? Did you go to Midtown?
I saw it at the Stray the first
Okay.
time. That was a Writers in the Round.
Right.
And then I saw you again at Speakeasy with
Okay.
Kylie and Chris. Yep.
How'd I describe my music? I call the bio line is like queer indie folk music for everyone. Because I think my music is it's indie folk, right? It's like folk music. It's my voice and acoustic guitar, very storytelling forward. And then I add like a little bit of synth and electric guitars in my production, which makes it, I think that makes it indie.
Yeah.
So it's indie folk. And then my performances are pretty like overtly queer because I'm queer and I can't not be that.
Yeah.
But I try to make my stuff like really universal and relatable to everybody. And so that like at the very least, people can walk out of there saying queer people aren't so scary, you know? And at the best they can say we have something in common and I feel a little bit healed or a little happier or a little more whole because of this. So yeah, queer indie folk music for everyone. That's what
I know. I feel like the best could be them walking away going, that is a badass person right
Well,
there.
that's the best for me. Yeah. Best case for me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I was going to ask this question later, but you just kind of already alluded to it. The production, you alluded to your production side, but how you perform. So you sometimes you're just playing straight up with a guitar, but oftentimes you're doing looping.
Mm-hmm.
And I was curious of how you approach the live show to make, whether or not you're trying to make the sound in the room like you're recording or just to make it more full, or how's your approach different than just recording a record?
Yeah. So it's always song first. So all of those things, when I use a vocal looper live, I am never trying to emulate a recording. If we have a recording of a vocal looper song, the recording is trying to emulate what I'm already doing live. So I'll always have played songs out a number of times before I bring them into the studio. And the vocal loop songs, I'm very careful not to just add vocal loops to a song that's already whole in and of itself. If I'm going to use a looper, I make it part of the writing process. So I will literally write the vocal loops as the accompaniment of the song.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because I think looping can be entirely too much and unnecessary, and it doesn't always serve the song. But if I bake it into the song making process from the start, then it's not only serving the song, it is the song. And that's really important to me. Does
Interesting.
that make
Yeah,
sense?
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is cool.
I never even thought about it that way. I don't totally understand like the overdoing it, like you do it on all the songs and it's not necessary
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
the song true. But yeah, I didn't think about that you were writing with with that in
The looper.
mind, and you're building
Mhm.
it that way.
I mean, I think that some people can use a looper as icing really well, but I use it as the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Heck yeah. So we were kind of talking earlier about how Jeff knew who you were, and I have a different take. I learned about you a little bit differently. I think I did some math and some history on our episodes, and you might be the second most acknowledged artist on our podcast. That other artists have mentioned you.
Who's the first one? No, I'm kidding.
No, it's because of me. The first one is because I mentioned the band In the Valley Below
Cool.
so much. I like for the first 2 years, I just love them to death. So I always would talk. And then Carbon Decoy is kind of right behind them. But other art, so many artists have
Wow.
referenced you, mentioned you,
Wow.
or afterwards say, you guys got to talk to Spencer LaJoye.
Whoa.
Or they've worked with you. It seems like you know everybody just about.
That is a huge compliment because
Yeah.
schmoozing is my least favorite part of the job. So that's huge.
People love you.
I'm going
bands
to
and
like,
artists
I'm
love
going
you.
to take that clip from this podcast and play it for myself when I'm falling asleep at night.
Until I edit it out so you can't.
Damn.
I'm just joking.
Man, that's
I'm
rough,
just joking.
man.
I wouldn't spoil it like that. Heck no.
Wow.
But yeah, it's interesting. You got brought up so many times. I'm like, man, in every episode, I'm like, I got to check out Spencer's music. And I would always forget or whatever.
Sure.
And I have a list, and then I eventually would get to it. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why people really like this. And then it was after I listened to you, it was even more. People reference you even more. It was like the good last 2 years.
Wow.
It's been pretty bonkers.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, no,
That
was
is
cool.
when I moved back to Michigan, was
Huh?
within the last 2 years.
Maybe that was a spark of
So yeah.
something coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because you were in New York for a while, right?
Boston.
Boston. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you're East
give us
Coast.
a little history of where you bounced around to, and why is Michigan here? Is this home for you? Is this?
Yeah,
Give
so
us a
I was
little-
born in Hastings,
Yep, cool.
and I went to college in Grand Rapids, and then I did grad school in Denver, Colorado. So I was there for like 5 years, and then I moved with my partner at the time to Boston for a couple years, and then landed back here in Michigan for the last couple years. So I've been kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And this is always home base. I really liked these last couple years spending this time in Michigan as like an adult, as somebody who has my own music voice, and also, someone who's changed a lot since I was
Being
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Young adult.
And it's been amazing. Like, I kind of did this homecoming over the last couple of years, and I was like, hey, Michigan, this is who I am now. Do you have room for me? And it was like more than just room, Michigan.
Come on, let's get comfy.
They held me so close.
Oh,
They
yeah.
tried to make it really hard for me to leave, but
And because now you're heading to California.
yeah, I just moved back out there
Yeah.
a month ago
Ooh.
for love. So
But hey, that's A-okay.
I know.
That's A-okay. And you are still a Michigan artist, and we were kind of talking about this earlier,
Yeah.
like what constitute for us a Michigan artist, or do we cheat and talk about bands that really aren't Michigan? Patty Priscilla is a great example. She's a Michigan artist. She has transplanted and moved to Nashville. We still consider her a Michigan artist. She
Yeah.
always will be to us. You always will be a Michigan artist to us.
Yeah, I think it
So-
matters where your roots are,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So with the different spots you've been, what's kind of what you've seen differently in those? I hate to use the word market, but those geographic locations, and how is Michigan different for you?
Yeah, I admittedly didn't spend a lot of time in the Boston market. in
Okay.
the Boston scene.
Boston market.
I
A restaurant?
did
Sorry.
spend a lot of time in the Boston market, actually. But the Boston music scene, I wasn't too plugged in because I immediately went full-time music, and to do that sustainably, you have to be on the road in this day and age.
Mhm.
And so I was always leaving Boston to make my music money and to plug in. And
Yeah.
I found it difficult because I was only there for 2 years. I found it difficult to be a local musician who wasn't a Berkeley student, trying to
Makes sense.
find my way. I think it's a great city for touring artists, and it's a great city for college students. And I think if you're not one of those, it can be a little bit hard, and I wasn't there long enough to really invest and to be
Yeah.
able to call myself a Boston musician. So
Yeah.
Makes sense.
2 years is not very long. But Denver is one of my favorite. I think that they raised me as a singer-songwriter. Like that's where
Ooh.
I started writing really good songs. And it's also, I think, because that's where my life started to really, I started becoming an adult there.
Blossom. You
Exactly.
blossomed a little bit.
Yeah. I was like 21, 22,
Yeah.
through 30, whatever. So yeah. So I grew up in Denver, and they're sort of my musical parents now. But that scene treated me really well.
So do you go back there then often?
Yeah. Denver's kind of a hard market to tour.
Oh. Yeah, I don't really hear much about big Denver concerts ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's huge venues and it's got its own really vibrant scene,
Yeah.
but everything's pretty spaced out, the Front Range there.
Okay.
So you've got like Denver, Boulder, Colorado
Colorado City.
Springs, Fort Collins,
Is Colorado City one? Is
Colorado Springs.
That is Colorado
Yeah.
Springs. Okay, yeah.
But they like don't all travel to see each other because they've got enough of enough culture
Oh.
going on right there. So you can play an hour away from Denver and they're not driving up to see you. So it can be a little tricky, but
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot different. Like I feel like lots of people we talk to going to Detroit is no big deal to see a show.
Right,
Like I used to do it all the freaking time.
It's the
Weeknights I'd
culture.
go. I freaking Tools playing on a Wednesday. Hell yeah, I'm there. I'm clocking out of work at 3:00 and driving and get home at 2 a.m.
yeah, I
That was
played a
just
show. I played a show in Harbor Springs, drove 4 hours to play a show in Dowling, and then the next day drove 2 hours east to do studio time with Chris.
Yeah.
And then drove 2 hours back west to catch someone else's show. At Meyer Gardens.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's what we do.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
that big a
that's
deal.
a day trip.
Yeah.
This is a small state, guys.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Not so common in Colorado, I would
Yeah,
say.
that's
And I don't
yeah.
know why. I don't know why. I love them to pieces. It is hard to tour there.
They're just smoking too much weed, so they can't drive so much.
They got
They're
those
being
mountains to
safe.
cross.
They got the mountains to cross, right? Yeah, they got to trek through the mountains just to get
Every
to the next
time.
city.
It's uphill both ways.
Right? All that snow. Does it snow a lot in Colorado?
It does, but I will say it's beautiful because it's 300 days of sunshine. They promise you that when you cross into the state,
Ooh.
and it's true. So it'll snow, but it'll melt the next day. So
Oh.
it's always sunny. You're never depressed, even in the thick of
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Much different than
Cool.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan is a sad place.
It can be a very sad place.
Yeah.
But it can be good. Today, dude, the last couple weeks has been
Oh, it's gorgeous.
killer hot and sunny.
Yeah.
It's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna rain this
Okay,
weekend.
please be quiet while I do this.
Spencer, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Goodness gracious.
So, you mentioned before the show that you're in this. You've been touring a little bit in the state.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be hitting the road a little bit around the lake.
Mhm.
Are those in July or August? When?
Yeah, I've got July 26th in Minneapolis, July 30th in Madison, and then I'm at Mile of Music Festival in
Oh.
Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, July 31st through August 2nd or 3rd. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done that festival before?
No, it's my first time. I'm really excited.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone who does Mile of Music says it's like their favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Hmm.
Similar to Bliss Fest.
Yeah,
Mm.
I hear
everyone
Bless
does it.
Fest a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind
I have
of
not been.
stole my heart a little bit.
I've
this year.
I've never been to either, honestly.
Yeah.
I have to change that next year.
Are you Wheatland guys?
We've been
We went to the winter.
the
Wheatland.
winter one.
Yeah.
What is the Winter Wheatland?
No, they do it at the intersection. It's just smaller,
Smaller. Yeah.
but it's the same vibe. A lot of the same bands.
It's not quite probably the same vibe as the
Yeah,
outdoor.
yeah, true. I mean, indoor. What it's probably a little cramped compared to what it really could be, but it's like a taste of it in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. I think Nicholas James Thomasman maybe
Yeah.
does he help make that happen?
I
I could be wrong.
I don't think so, but
I
he's involved in so many things. It could be a part of that.
I'm gonna
Definitely.
shut up.
Has he been on here before?
Yes.
Twice. He's a
Yeah.
two-timer.
Classic. Nick.
Yep, classic Nick. We have a couple two-timers, don't we?
Yeah. He was
John
on for himself and for the Michigan Music Alliance.
Oh, cool.
So Spencer, you just came out with an EP
Yes.
earlier this year,
Mhm.
Death Drive.
Cool name.
Thanks, man. I'm wearing my own merch today accidentally.
Yeah.
I did not mean-
that is
It's cool, right?
Sweet.
Okay, Brad Kick did the artwork. I don't know if you've talked about.
No, we have not.
I know this is Yellow Cardinals and this Bleeding Heart. Yeah, Brad is the
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
coolest. He's Michigan based too. Brad Kick. If you ever have artists
Oh,
on here,
yeah,
was
Is
that'd
that
be
available on your site?
No, I'm out right now. But I'm gonna.
Okay, but you'll get
print
some
it
more.
Yeah.
Sweet. I have to have that shirt.
And there's like a
It is
black
so
one too.
cool.
That's like a different design. Anyway, it's really cool.
Sweet.
He did Such good work.
That's cool.
He's a great artist. He did some of Chris DuPont's stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, love that guy.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Death Drive. Sorry, Death Drive came out.
Yeah. So 5 songs.
Yes.
I was going to say so how did that go? How's that been going for you?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I promoted that one less. I didn't do quite like as heavy a PR campaign as I have done on previous projects because it's sad, it's about, relational turmoil and I'm trying to be respectful, but the making of that project was really important to me. I felt like I needed to release that for me. Like this job is so strange in that it's so deeply personal and at the same time it's like your job, and so you need
and
to
it's
make
for
money.
everybody.
Yeah.
Like anybody can take it.
Right.
Anybody can accept it.
Exactly. And I feel like if I'm doing my job right, the process of the job, the like writing, recording, touring, like that whole cycle will be healing for me and like full of growth for me as a person. Hopefully those things are integrated. But then when they're integrated, I also feel this intense like resentment toward my audience for profiting off my growth. Don't tell anybody I said that.
No. Don't tell anybody I said that. That's awesome.
No, but like, so it's hard. I'm like walking this line, but I was really trying to like, with Death Drive, I was trying to keep that process really sacred. And so I had friends like Chris and Kylie and Kyle be really close to those songs with me and sing on them with me. And so you'll hear their voices throughout and Chris's production throughout. But the whole thing felt like a therapeutic process. And when I released it, I kind of thought, if this helps other people in their personal growth, I love that. But I feel real dirty trying to profit off of this one. So I kind of let that one just, flow.
That makes sense. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
But I'm really proud of it. It sounds
Dude,
sick.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was going to ask a question completely off topic from what we have been talking about.
Let's go.
So I was reading on some of your stuff, and you have a theology degree.
Yeah, a couple
theology degrees. Where did you go? Did you go like through seminary? Did you just go to can you say where you went?
Oh yeah. Well, I got my undergrad from Calvin University.
I went to Calvin.
You did?
I did.
My son's going there now.
2004.
Okay, yeah. He's going there now?
Yeah.
Okay. We are Calvin. Got it. We are Calvin.
We went to Calvin.
Yes.
I am only saying I went to Calvin. I'm not saying anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not a Calvinist. I'm not. But.
Yeah, well, you just said something else, but yeah,
fair.
No, I got my undergraduate degree in religion from Calvin, and when you get a degree in religion from Calvin, it's really a Christian theology and biblical studies degree. So that was that, and then I went to grad school seminary in Denver at Iliff School of Theology, which is a United Methodist school.
Very cool.
Yeah, and they're kind of the bad boys of the seminary world.
That's what it's always kind of like. I like to think that.
Yeah, I left that institution so much less Christian than I went in, and they were psyched about it. They were like, "Great, are you a better person?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm," and they're like, "Cool." So that was good. They helped me really critically think about faith and the world and politics, culture, like all these intersections, and I'm so happy I went. Do I use the degree daily? No.
Yeah. I mean, who does?
But it made me a better person,
Yeah, the experience was what was important. Yeah.
We were just talking earlier, and Jeff and I go to a United Methodist church down the street, and we are just like, we were kind of getting some commonalities going. So, but you did not say that you went to UMC theology school. So
sure did. Yeah. And they're great.
Did you say that earlier?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But that it's just, I love it. It's just these little pieces that tie together, just like makes the world go round.
Yeah. I like the Methodists, and I still do a lot of work with like church groups and church adjacent, spaces. And it's a little strange to people who aren't, well versed in the fact that like Christianity is not a monolith, I think that can be really tough and kind of dicey to navigate when you're just, dropping facts about yourself, So I appreciate you guys having a little bit of nuance there.
Yeah.
I've been really, really fortunate to be working with these institutions that want me to be like a co-conspirator in justice work, even though we're coming at it from different places, I don't come at it from a place of faith or belief anymore, but our end goal is very much the same, you know? So I've been really lucky.
That's cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is just,
We don't need to be butting heads just because
No.
we're all going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Just
Super
love
important.
everybody, man. That's really all there is to it. Love everybody. Bam. Problem solved.
Right. Well,
It's hard for some people.
I love that that's easy for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
that's
Well, I'm not
It's
saying-
way
I'm
easier
not-
than hating.
I would say it's easy, but it's still a challenge, right? Because there's certain people that
Fair. I mean,
that
yeah,
are
because you can. I mean,
tough to love.
just
Right.
in general, being accepting is
Yeah.
easier than being hateful.
But that just says so much about you. That says, I mean, to say that it's easier to be accepting than hateful it's like it's easier to draw the circle wide than like, you know, hold yourself close and keep people out.
Yeah.
I think that's not as so easy for some people.
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
amazing.
Yeah. Maybe that is just
but that's great.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't hear that. I
Good for
don't hear
you.
that very often.
Ryan's a good person.
Thank you. That's my quote that I'm taking from that clip right there.
That's right. You guys can exchange quotes.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of off that a little bit. You've got this song
Mhm.
that I love so much, "Plowshare Prayer."
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that and how that came about, that song, and what maybe you were thinking. What it created? Because it is kind of talking about like the fact that everyone needs a prayer.
And I think your thoughts on prayer are very interesting and intriguing. And when I was reading the blurb, maybe it's what you're referencing. I was like, that clicks with me. Yep, I get that.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was working for it was 2021 and I was working for 3 churches at once. Because one church was back in person. One church was meeting virtually on Wednesdays and one church was meeting virtually on Sunday mornings because it was fresh out of COVID. And so I could do all 3. And I was pretty burnt out and was pretty open with the leadership of those churches that I wasn't a quote unquote believer anymore, that I believed in them, but I really didn't believe in the stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And they were all cool with it. They're like, great, when you're done, let us know. But for now, we need a song about prayer for next week's prayer service. So if you want to get on writing that, and I'm like, sure. So
That's awesome.
And I like
just rolling with it.
all right. And I prayer wasn't part of my spiritual practice at the time. I think it is now in a different way. But it wasn't part of my practice. And I was like, I'm not invested in writing a prayer song for a prayer service. But I am invested in these people and I want them to feel all seen and loved. So how do we meet here? What do we have in common? And then I thought about, there's this verse in the book of Isaiah that talks about turning swords into plowshares, you know, so turning a tool that's meant for destruction, melting it down into something that can be used for, you know, like propagation and goodness and healing and growth. And I thought, well, I wonder if my experience of prayer in the past has been that it's been used to like beat me down by people who want me to be a different way, you know, like we pray that Spencer will be not gay.
Yeah.
Spencer will know that they're a girl. But like, and these things, you know, that's a prayer being used as a sword. And I thought, I wonder all of the ways that prayer has been used as a sword for all these different communities, and if we can instead use it as a plowshare, and if this song can do that. And so that's the song. And I wrote it in like a day and gave it to the community, and they said, you know, this is for everybody. And that's kind of the story. I posted it online, not knowing who it would be for. I was like, somebody will really like this and need this, and it took off.
Yeah.
And my like career hasn't been the same since then, you know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's amazing. You create this thing in one day.
I know.
And it was because you were prompted, really.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the reason for the song was different than you would typically possibly write a song for.
Right.
You were writing it for someone for church.
Yeah. Yeah.
For people you enjoyed at church. That's what you wrote it for.
That's right.
And it blew up.
It really
it's just
did.
funny.
It really did. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that one took about a day. So kind of in and out.
Yeah. done.
Do you have any,
Let's see how this goes.
is that surprising to you? That can you when your writing style, how you write and figure out your music, is it how does that process work? Is that abnormal, getting that song done in a day?
I will usually get a song done in a day.
It's not abnormal that you could do that.
No, I usually try not to sit on it longer than a day.
Ooh, so maybe that's more of the
There's kind of a
key to it.
72-hour rule. So if
Ooh.
I have a strike of inspiration, I need to sit down and write the song within that 72 hours. Otherwise, it has moved on to another vessel.
It's like trying
it's not
to
mine anymore.
remember your dream right when you woke up. You know, you just had a dream, but if you don't think about it and remember it or write down right then, within a minute or two, you're never going to remember what you just dreamed about.
Yeah. And I think like songs, I think someone else is going to write it, right? If I don't, but I really want to be the one that writes it. So
for sure.
So I try to catch it, but I don't always. But if I catch it, I will try to write it within a day, and then edit it later. And the weird thing about Plowshare Prayer was that I never did the editing process later. I just sat down, wrote it, literally did one take on a laptop computer without a melody totally carved out yet. I just kind of had an idea, a framework for a melody, and ad-libbed as I went. And then because it took off and people really grabbed hold of it, I couldn't edit it after that. I was like, that's it.
That's
done.
It was born like that.
So that's what's strange about that one.
Do you ever, cool. I always thought do you ever ad-lib any of the lyrics, like adding in things?
No, not lyrics. I don't ad-lib lyrics. I don't trust. I
shouldn't say ad-lib while you're on the spot, but like, have you ever thought about adding to the lyrics another scenario, like another,
because it's such a listy song?
Yeah.
It's been suggested to me before, and I don't. So I guess in that way I have thought about it, but I don't think I will. Yeah. I think it just knows who it is, and I don't want to try to improve upon it at this point. You know, I think it's complete.
Or even
and I think the song's good as it is anyway. It hits all the points. Sure. You think it's not like a Billy Joel didn't start the fire, where all of a sudden the time level where you do probably need to add something at some point to it.
You could update it,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Current times,
right.
Actually, you know what? That would be a challenge.
They have done it. There's been
really? How have I never heard? I got to look that up.
There's a
updated version.
He hasn't done it, but
another artist has.
Oh,
I got to check that out. I wonder who it's freaking
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, there she is.
Booyah, Abby for the win.
Thank you, Abby.
That was our producer, Abby, everyone, if you didn't know.
Abby for the win. Fact checking.
Yeah.
I think part of like, I have this little cringe, this little ick in me when I think about like adding to that song. And I don't know why. I don't want to sound like I'm covering my own song. Maybe it's, or like trying to make it like keep it relevant.
Yeah.
And I'm just like
it's like try hard.
Yeah.
You don't need it. It's beautiful the way it is. Mm-hmm. Why do we have to mess with that?
Yeah.
Do that with other songs.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll examine that more later. But yeah, I do. I have a little cringe about that.
So you mentioned you have the 72-hour kind of restriction on yourself. Do not hold on to things for later. Like
I have like a notes app.
Okay.
Yeah. Where there are ideas sort of listed.
Okay.
And I'll collect ideas and just throw them into that notes app.
But when you're working on a song, when you're going to make that a song.
Yeah. When I'm like, that's the one. I'm feeling that one.
Yeah.
I kind of have to grab hold of it. I mean, and that's not always true. That's not always true. But I try to stay to it also as a means to just like get my shit done.
Yeah.
And don't sit on things for too long. Don't put them off.
Which is good. I mean, what's the phrase you said? Like perfectionist is...
Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise.
Yeah.
That's basically my motto because I spend way too much time trying to perfect the thing I'm trying to do that I never get it done. It's never good enough, and then I'm late, and then I'm seen as this procrastinator that doesn't get things done. But sometimes you can see these amazing things that Ryan can do. But I try to make everything that way, and it just backfires. Yeah. So I've had to learn to stop doing that. Just work on whatever to get it out. If you have time to make it better later, sure. But it's better to get it out than the alternative is spending too much time to not get it out at all. And now I just wasted a bunch of time, and I'm unhappy with it in the end. So
that's right.
Yeah.
You know who's taught me a lot about that is Chris DuPont.
Oh,
because in the studio with him, first of all of my background vocals and like violin work, he's like, yeah, buy this a very affordable microphone and just record them at home and send them my way. I'll make them sound good. And I'm like, but it's not perfect. And, you know, I've been in like the studio before where people just are like measuring distances, like from the mic to like the
Right.
holes on the violin. And I'm like, how are you going to make my violin sound like that? And he's like, well, it's not going to sound just like that, but it'll sound good and no one will care. I'm like, that's a great point. And
you're the only one that would know any different.
I know. And my vocal, like my lead vocal, even like he just hands me an SM7. I just stand there and sing it. We get like 2 takes and he's like, that sounds good to me. How's it sound to you?
And you're like,
and
we don't need 14 more?
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm just like, well, I don't love that line. And he's like, listen to it again. What's wrong with it? I'm like, well, that thing with my voice. And he's like, well, it sounds like you. I'm like, and I've just had to learn.
That sounds exactly like I could have used some of his advice over the years.
Yeah, and I've had to learn, and it's helped me love my, like, what I used to consider imperfections as well. They're not actually imperfections.
I need to think that way. Even that could help me.
Yeah.
What I think is imperfect might not necessarily. I might be seeing it as imperfect, but it's me and what I'm doing, and that's good enough.
Yeah. And I do think like editing a song, there's something to editing a song. I will hear songs sometimes. I'm like, that's not quite done. You need to fix. Why didn't you go back in? but I will say that, I mean, this is like the poison, you know, that is coursing through all musicians' veins, I think, is this like, it's not ready yet. I can't show people yet. It's not done yet. And there is a point in time where it's just like, it's done enough. Trust the song, man. Trust it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a good point. I mean, I think, yeah, you can, I think what you're doing and doing this, setting this time frame gets you to be the more true of what you feel at the time you're creating.
Right.
Versus trying to make it a little better or whatever that might mean, whether you're trying to make the sound better or the lyrics better or whatever. Just get it out there.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's just, and you need to capture like the magic of the moment, and then you can like, again, edit later. But like the magic of the moment is so, I think it's really important. You know, that's why demos are so magic, and you kind of miss that in studio production sometimes.
Oh, I have so many.
What happened to the demo
demos,
magic?
Right? Technology, man. I guess it's just everybody can. The demo is now something so close to being a finished product that you can just upload to streaming services.
You can,
like these, because, you know, let's just say a kid is messing around on their laptop. They get some sort of music software. They're creating something. They can play guitar. They figure out how they can record into the laptop, or they get a mic and whatever. They're just playing around. Maybe they don't have a goal of making some perfect music, but they can add a band name, put this music on their computer, upload, and they are a band. They're an artist now with not really even knowing what they're doing. They don't have to go through the demo stage of, man, I'm putting all this effort into these songs with my band or with myself, recording it and then sharing it with people in hopes that someone will catch on. It's like, skip it all. Boom. You're in. It's just fast forwarded on everything, which blessing and curse, I guess.
Right.
Now there's just so much junk. I'm not saying that anybody purposely, well, some people probably are purposely putting junk out. There's AI slapping all whatever, but yeah, there's just tons of content out there. Yeah, and sure, some's gonna be kids that are just playing around, and you don't realize it until you're actually listening to it.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, you're right. I miss the demo days, and you know, Deftones and Tool are, you know, 2 of my favorite bands. Old demo tapes from the early 90s, late 80s, like they're hard to find, and you just want that. And I remember having a tape of Deftones way back in the day. It was just the coolest thing. Demos, like it would say demo on it, like it was a badge of honor to have some demo. You know, people aren't listening to this. It's a demo.
Right.
It was so cool.
People will still do that.
Absolutely.
It's so cool, and they sound great. They sound fucking great.
It's a lot better than they used to.
Yeah.
That's cool. So speaking of new music, you've or not new music, demos to get to new music. You alluded to earlier that you got some new stuff you're working on.
DuPont and I have been in the studio, man. We've been working really hard. Yeah, and Kyle and I have a co-write we did, and that'll be coming out next month, August.
Oh wow.
And then there's another one that started as a looper song that we translated to studio. And that's coming out in September.
Sweet.
If all goes to plan. And then October, if all goes to plan, we've got a little 10-song record called Gentle Songs, and they're all like 1 to 2 minutes long, and we're putting like 5 on a side of a 7-inch vinyl.
Oh,
I am
sweet.
in.
Yeah, they're
Love
like
it.
it's like
That's
6.5 minutes a side,
That's cool.
and it's
Oh, it's a sweet little sweetie.
it's gonna be such
It's
a
a-
little sweetie.
It is a little
So is
sweetie.
this a collaboration project?
I keep saying they're my songs,
Okay.
but Chris DuPont is such a hand because he's
Yeah.
he's my producer,
He's
Yeah.
and he's so inside of the songs. I call him like my song baby daddy. I've never asked him how he feels about that, but I've said it publicly.
Chris, you're okay with it, aren't you? Kylie, you're okay with it, aren't you? Good stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's my project, but
Yeah.
it definitely also sounds like Chris.
Oh,
Cool.
man, that's awesome.
I'm excited for that. That sounds cool. Just something different. Yeah. Chill, short, little
Yeah,
sweeties on a record.
so much less clobbery than Death Drive, I would say.
Yeah. Those are two, just by hearing what they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool. I love them both. I like both sides of that. That's cool
Yeah.
stuff.
So this will be when you finally release that. How many albums / EPs will you have at that point?
Under this name, because my birth name is different than my name that I have now, and some of those projects I'm letting dwindle.
Okay.
I had a few albums out under that name, but under Spencer, okay, I've got out right now are 2 EPs and an album, and then we're gonna add 1 album and 2 singles to that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I guess Plowshare is another single, so a few.
You got a discography going.
Yeah, we're building it up.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stop. Would we stop? Sure, but we can't. I was gonna say
Right.
can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
I have an oddball question. How many guitars do you own?
1.
I was.
sorry. Wait, that's a lie.
You have more than one.
That's a lie. Sorry. Technically 3.
Okay.
I have one that is my one guitar, my acoustic Martin.
That's what I was going to ask. What it was? It's a Martin.
Yes.
Badass. That's cool.
Yeah, like a dreadnought, big guy.
Yep.
Love that guy. I try not to fly with him because gay agents are taking years off my life here, you guys.
Oh yeah.
They scare me.
I can admit. I don't blame you.
Friends have told me I should just get a flight case, gate check it, trust the process. I am scared.
I do not blame you.
So instead of that,
I don't blame
instead of a flight case,
You bought.
I've gotten a 3/4
Yeah,
size guitar.
Yep.
And it just goes in the overhead with me.
I've had.
Okay.
I've
It sounds
couple of
like
those little ones.
shit unplugged, but
You can make it
plugged
work.
to a system. It does a really nice job. So I love that guy. So that's my second guitar. And then I just got, as a product of my divorce, I got an electric guitar.
Ooh.
Wow.
The
There's a
little stepping out on
Yeah.
the old acoustic.
A little grief purchase.
Ooh. What's that? What's that?
Yeah, it's an Epiphone.
Yeah.
She feels really great. I wrote a lot of the songs on Death Drive on her.
Cool.
But I'm afraid to use her live still. I'm still getting used to like what sounds I like, and
Yeah.
we'll see.
That'd be an adjustment. Hearing
know.
Spencer with an electric guitar.
Yeah.
I know I'm scared, but I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be powerful when I'm
Yeah.
brave enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, work it out outside. I mean, inside first, and then
I know.
before you bring it out.
My partner's a big electric guitarist now. Like she's a shredder. And so I
Ooh.
think that she's going to help me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Kick ass.
We'll see.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Well, I feel like we need to save some more content for later because I cannot wait to have Spencer back on.
Yeah, we got to check out the new at the end of the year. Well, the new
Yep.
new album,
Yeah.
7-inch. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'll send you guys one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think it's good. We'll brainstorm around getting Kylie, Chris, Kyle, and Spencer on. I think that would be the most fun. All of us right in here.
Guys, that'd be so chaotic. It would have to be an extended episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we would make it a little extra. Something extra.
Maybe you guys
I
could
just
play a little bit.
Absolutely.
I just think even if I didn't know they were all intertwined as they are, I would still pick them out to like, do you guys know each other? You guys should really,
Fun.
I feel like I would be able to do that, but it was the inverse because I kind of realized you guys were without knowing it. Who did we talk to first? It was Chris and Kylie and then Kyle.
No, we talked
Was
to
Kyle first?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. Kyle told us about Chris and Kylie.
That's
I
right.
mean, I think we knew about them, but
We
we didn't.
Exactly.
Yep.
But we learned how close they were, and then he also talked about Spencer. So we learned about the closeness that you had, and then Chris also and Kylie mentioned too. But we hadn't gotten to know you yet, It was just an interesting thing, but I could have been like, all 4 of you guys need to get together because this is cool as shit.
Yeah.
Lucky enough, you guys you already are.
Oh, that'll be bonkers.
I think that'd be fun.
I'm
I just
excited.
think that would be a riot.
Yeah. And you guys do, anytime you play together, a few times, I haven't seen you play with Kyle, but just I love the writers on the round, because of everyone, even if they're not necessarily called out to help out on a song,
Mhm.
you just step in.
We know each other's songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't speak for Chris and Kylie and Kyle are all like the most sensitive side people that you could ever have. Like they're never stepping on your toes. They're always just surprising you and making you better.
So thoughtful. They're
so
thoughtful people.
Yeah. I try to be like that. I hope I'm like that. But yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Good stuff. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Spencer.
Make sure you check out
Great.
Spencer LaJoye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
If you like this episode, check out all of our episodes on your favorite streaming platform,
Or even our website, themittenmusic.com.
or if you want short clips of our episodes, check out our socials.
We got Facebook.
We have Instagram
We got TikTok.
and YouTube.
We're all over the social media game.
Make sure to check out some live Michigan music or listening on your favorite streaming platform.